That BNC Live has been following from the beginning. A father continues his mission to find out what happened to his son.
Daniel Robinson vanished in the Buckeye Desert.
Daniel Robinson went missing in the Buckeye Desert.
Urgent plea from a father who has scoured the vast Arizona desert himself.
4-year-old Daniel Robinson, and this is a very, very odd mystery.
Daniel Robinson disappeared on June 23rd in the far West Valley.
His parents, David and Melissa, need our help.
I'm David Robinson, the father of geologist Daniel Robinson.
His name, Daniel Robinson. And leading the search, not law enforcement, but Daniel's father, David.
God knows how much we can bear, you know? And at times I feel like I can't really take but so much more.
Where is Daniel Robinson?
And identify they were human leg bones.
But you know what? It's still urgent to me as a father because, we found human remains out here.
David Robinson had only one thought on his mind as he drove the nearly 1,800 miles from his South Carolina home to Phoenix.
I had to find my son. I also want to thank the volunteers that come out here every weekend, volunteering their time. And, without these special people behind me, I wouldn't have a search.
How does a young man vanish off the face of the earth? How does that happen? No record, no sightings, nothing. He's just gone. And when I say a young man, I'm talking about 25-year-old Daniel Robinson. He is the apple of his parents' eye. A young geologist, music lover, good looking, great grades, the works. So why can't we find Daniel? I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. And his dad, David Robinson, is using the GoFundMe money to fund his own investigation and the desperate search for his boy, his son, Daniel Robinson, 25 years old. What happened to him? How did he just disappear? David Robinson, sir, thank you so much for being with us. Tell me when you first realized your son just hadn't called in a couple of days, that he was truly missing.
Yes, my son, on the 23rd, I did get a call from my daughter. She also lives out in Phoenix. And at times I feel like I can't really take but so much more.
But in his weakest times, David says it's the volunteers that provide him strength.
Everybody know that I call them my extended family. And so this was the same thing. We all here have one common goal, and that's to find Daniel and also to bring light. We'll have the other families.
As the Robinsons' extended family light candles tonight, their collective light shines towards that day when their question is answered and Daniel comes home. Josh Sanders, 12 News.
When the lights and camera turn off, I will be here. When the interest and conversation fade, I will be here. When there's no one around, a father will do anything it takes to be there for his son, to protect his family.
Daniel Robinson went missing 4 months ago. This is the last photo his family has of him. He's a 24-year-old geologist, last seen leaving his job site in Buckeye, Arizona.
As the Gabby Petito homicide case garners national attention, another young person has been missing for nearly 3 months, and his family is desperate to find him. 24-year-old Daniel Robinson, a geologist, was last seen on the morning of June 23rd, leaving his work site in the desert of Buckeye, Arizona.
David Robinson had only one thought on his mind as he drove the nearly 1,800 miles from his South Carolina home to Phoenix.
I had to find my son.
And I'm still out here searching for him. Thank you guys for coming in this evening Q&A. This is David Robinson. I am the father of geologist Daniel Robinson. My son Daniel, a graduate of the College of Charleston in Charleston, South Carolina. He came out to Arizona to start his career in geology. He graduated from College of Charleston with honors. My son, a very brilliant and smart young man, decided that he wanted to make Arizona his home. As you can imagine, Arizona is a place that geologists, a young geologist that can thrive, with the rock formations to the location, the nature and things that Arizona has to offer for scientists, for the field of science. So Daniel came out here to Arizona. He landed his first job with a company called Matrix New World, also called Matrix Southwest Groundwater. My son Daniel was hired on with this engineering company as a field geologist, also called a hydrogeologist. My son's job is to go out to various well sites after he's assigned to them, whether they're out in the Sonoran Desert, to other communities where he assess before communities are built, assess wells to check the viability of those wells, to make sure those wells, his job is to determine those wells can produce at least 100 years of water, something that's required by law here in Arizona. Most, I think, communities have to have at least 2 wells, depending on the size. And because this is a desert state, they have to make sure the water is drinkable and things like that. So the waters has also had to be tested. So my son's job is very important and very valuable to Arizona. He decided to make Arizona his home, like I said, to help Arizona be great. So as you know, you guys, I see now I have some little slowdown on my feed, but as you guys know that, excuse me, I say a little slowdown here. But as you guys know that Buckeye, Arizona is one of the cities as far west of Phoenix. It's about 40 miles west of Phoenix. And that city is a growing population. And they are doing a lot of communities, a lot of things they're building out that way to build that city up. And my son's job is, like I said, to go to various well sites. He was actually assigned to 2 well sites on June 23rd out there in Buckeye, according to his job. And he made it to the first well site. As you guys know, he made the first well site. He did, I think, took some logs according to his cell phone. And also he was able to try to contact his job and have some various conversations back and forth with his coworkers. Daniel also, according to his job, was meeting someone out in Sun Valley Parkway, a representative for a company called Weber. He had to meet him out there off of Sun Valley Parkway and Cactus Road. And then that's when the story comes from that point. The worker who last seen my son that morning said that Daniel met him out on Sun Valley Parkway that morning. They left Sun Valley Parkway after a brief conversation. My son followed him into that desert. They went 1 mile west and then 2 miles north into that desert, Sonoran Desert, which led them to the well site. Once they got to the well site, that worker, Ken, as his name said, that my son was with him. They got there around 9 o'clock. They had a brief conversation about the weather and some other little things. After about 10 minutes or so, my son waved all to him and to drive off and never be seen again. As you guys know, my son's vehicle showed up here in this ravine behind me almost 30 days later, a little over 3 miles away, somewhere around the 3 mile mark from that well site farther into the Sonoran Desert. It's lying on the side, as you guys can see here. Everything, allegedly, everything on his body was lying on the ground out there 3 feet away from the vehicle in the pile. His clothing, everything from his underwear down to his socks, was lying on the pile, and the safety vest is another foot away from that pile. One of the boots was tucked under the front end of the vehicle. The other one's on the other side of the vehicle, where you see the tires on the other side there, not too far from where the pile of clothing is. According to the Buckeye Police Department, they believe the car rolled over and flipped and twisted and landed on the side. Miraculously, Daniel, according to the Buckeye Police Department, did not receive any injuries because they did not see with their eyes any blood in the vehicle. But at the same time, they believe that Daniel had a severe brain injury, which caused him to kick out the sunroof. And according to them, they thought that's where the glass came from. But he kicked his way out of the sunroof and he shredded his clothes off because they believe that brain injuries cause you to shred your clothes and come out your clothes, you'll think you're hot. Also that maybe because of that, he decided to, after he took his clothing off, to hide up under a tree to cool off, and the wild animals likely got him. Or he probably later, they described that he may have just wanted to be away from his family, to join a monastery, become a monk. So those are the theories that I had to deal with the Buckeye Police Department, which also prompted me to go into getting my own private investigator, where you guys know, some of you may know, some of you may not know about the details of the findings. Of course, this case was automatic quickly from day one. After I did the report, reported my son missing. We had an officer cruise that night. We're riding up down Sun Valley Parkway. That's the first time I heard of that road. And he ran up and down Sun Valley Parkway to see if Daniel was stuck on the side of the road. From that point, of course, I've been asking when I realized that he was, like I said, out in the desert, requested a helicopter flight. They did not do so that night, and it promised me they was going to do it the next following day. That didn't happen because they said later, the officer said that the higher ups said it was unauthorized flight, because Daniel's a grown man, and if he wanted to disappear on his own, he can. And so that's where the problem came from at the beginning. This case has always been in the Buckeyes' eyes as just a missing person case, as a man who just wanted to disappear, and they judged that off of nothing. They judged it off of assumptions. Assumption that Daniel wanted to disappear on his own. They also rather not take the advice of a family, and decided to take the advice of, they say, co-workers, which to date I don't see many co-workers who was actually talking to Daniel in those days coming up, except for one. The other part is, Daniel's a field geologist, and that's why they call him a field geologist, hydrogeologist, because he works in the field. His job do not require him to come into the office. He don't go around his coworkers every day so that they can assess his attitude, his personality, his mood, and all that kind of stuff. According to Daniel's job, in many meetings I have with them as well, they rarely even see the field geologists, because they call field geologists, of course. They get their assignments on their work computer, and if they do come in, they come in to turn in samples. And when they do come in, a lot of times they still don't see them, because them guys come in the back of the door, drop them off into a table, and they are gone. So that's Daniel's job. So there's no coworkers that was there to be able to say Daniel was acting odd and strange, not co-workers, a co-worker, plural, may have said something similar to that. And that one worker is a friend of Daniel that is on a job and off the job who may be able to make that kind of assessment. But at the same time, like I said, his whole story was based on one man's testimony, as well as, like I said, the assumption that Daniel, according to the Buckeye Police Department, wanted to do this on his own. He did this. He masterminded this crash. He crashed his vehicle just to disappear from life itself. And he's going to come back to grab his things. They gave me everything that from the scene, from the clothing to the computers to the vehicle itself. They gave me all those things for safekeeping with the brain injury that they believe Daniel had. We'll be coming back, but from butt naked out in the desert, 118 degrees, coming back for his things. Of course, like I said, I got my own private investigator. You guys already know about that, who gave tangible physical evidence of such things that would suggest foul play. The Buckeye Police Department to date refused to budge on that theory, to budge on that the evidence, the physical evidence that we found. Instead of accepting those physical evidence, they went to hire their own private investigator, which is also ethnic reconstruction, as my investigator is, who, after they realized they didn't like what my investigator found, they got their own investigator to say exactly what they wanted to say. In my opinion, this investigator went to a Jeep dealership as a worker instead of going to the company Jeep itself, who's manufacturers, to find out about the discrepancies in the mileage. They also had an investigator who have never seen my son's vehicle, never touched it, never physically, he didn't even ask me for the vehicle. They didn't see his clothing, examine anything, and made a full report in their report for the audience. I call you guys the audience to accept and say, hey, they looked into this vehicle. That kind of thing. So that's what I'm dealing with, guys. And I've been dealing with this for over a year, really trying to fight to get other law enforcement agencies involved to take my son's case. As you guys can see, if any defense attorney, if something was to come up, my son's case turned out to be criminal, could get that person off just by the way the Buckeye Police Department handled my son's case from the beginning. And I'm trying to do everything I can to salvage whatever we have left, for give my son some type of justice, give my family justice, give myself justice. And these other departments out there are rather more concerned about the blue than they are about helping a family get the justice that we deserve. So I'm really pushing the fight, you guys, and I'm really calling again. You probably could tell I'm doing those calls of actions. You guys have been making these phone calls. You guys have been, writing these letters. You guys have been signing a petition. You guys have been doing all of that. I need all of that. I need your help to try to get the police departments to move. Because, of course, you guys, after hard work, think about this, over a year of hard work, I was able to convince one law enforcement agency to take everything that's electronic. They gave me a promise that they would not pass this on to the other agency that is damaging my son's case. I want to make sure that it's happening. But they're definitely they went out to make sure they're actually looking to his forensics and try to get all the answers that I'm looking for. They say they're helping me get those answers that I'm looking for in my investigation, because you guys know I have been investigating from day one, and this law enforcement agency promised me in a meeting that they will be trying to help me get those answers. So I'm looking for those as well on electronics, as well as trying to get the law enforcement to take possession of my son's vehicle. Not Buckeye, of course. You guys, I have no faith, no confidence in that department. I don't want them to put their hands on my son's things. Just like I told the other agency as well, they agreed to that. And also, I definitely don't want them, saying like passing off things like that, have more damage to my son's case. So I'd rather for it to go to another jurisdiction. I want the jurisdiction take control of this case. One jurisdiction that can do so is the Maricopa County. My son went missing in Maricopa County. Maricopa County succeeds all authority, and I say my son's case do belong to Maricopa County. When you see a department who has damaged my son's case as an extent that has been damaged, the sheriff should come in, and that's what I'm pushing for, you guys. If you guys want to help me in any kind of way, I would solicit the sheriff department, Maricopa County Sheriff Department, to come in my son's case, take over the case themselves, not to aid and abet the Buckeye Police Department, but to take the case and do the right thing and find the answers out to what happened to my son. So you guys want to really push that. I really would look for you guys to push that, to try to help me push that. That's what I'll be focusing on, as well as working with trying to get the Justice Department to look at it, try to get FBI, try to get somebody done, because a lot of misjustice have been done in my son's case, and I want to get some justice for him. So again, I'm here this evening, guys. I have a lot to talk about when it comes to that. I'm really uptight, really upset for some of the answers I got after months of meeting with people and getting empty promises, and then they turn around and make different moves. So I just want to make sure that I'm trying to do everything I can to really, like I said, fight for my son's justice. And I don't really care about feelings and making the blue look good. And I'm just not there. I tried that before. I even wanted to name the agency that really been nice enough to say they're doing me a favor. Is the word they like to use, to do Daniel's forensics on his electronics. I really appreciate that. But, for me, in a law enforcement standpoint, I think it's their job more than just a favor. But nevertheless, I'm grateful for what I get. Right, I'm grateful for, in the certain. I'm not the accept. I'm grateful for what I get. It's some kind of movement. I wanted to be able to say, "Hey, you guys, XYZ agency have stepped up some and took my son's electronics and wanted to do something with it. I wanted to be able to share those kind of good news with you guys, and with name, give police some kind of credit, because like I told you guys, I am pro police, but I am anti corruption. I'm anti-laziness. I'm anti department not doing justice and also doing things wrong. I'm anti all of that. So if they're gonna do their job, you got to do the job right. If not, I'm gonna call it out. So the thing is, especially in my son's case, this is my son. So I see all the super chats. I want to tell you guys, thank you so much for that. I will be getting to that. I really appreciate it. I see it coming out on the YouTube side. I really appreciate it. God bless you for that. But thank you for your support here. But I'm coming into Q&A this evening. I'm getting to this point of getting to the questions and things like that tonight. I want to, like from this morning, I've been doing a lot of talking, and I want to make sure that I can get to everybody's question tonight. If you guys have any questions, of course, as always, say put the word question there first, followed by your question or the capital letter Q or question mark. That would definitely help. As I'm coming down the comment section, I would be able to see it. But I do want to point out a couple of things real quick here, if you guys can bear with me as well. I want to say early today, that was 121,173 signatures. I like to say voices that was put on the petition. So you guys can go to Please Help Find Daniel and sign that petition and put your voice to that petition. I really appreciate it. That would be very, very much appreciative. I'd be very appreciative of that, because things like this. I'm telling you guys, some people say, when are you going to use that petition on the way, I'm waiting on God to give me those answers. And I'm telling you, the numbers are getting to a certain point and certain things are happening. I wanted to use a long time ago. I'm getting to a point of protesting to, you name it, that's coming up really soon here. And those petitions and those actions and your guys having my back and all that stuff, it comes in handy. So I want to share a screen real quick here as well. You guys can, like I said, go to pleasehelpfinddaniel.com and let's see if I can get it up here on screen, and go to pleasehelpfinddaniel.com, and you can hit that petition button there, and you'll definitely be take you right here. Let's see if I can get it. Here you go. Sign the petition button up here at the top. You guys go there and definitely sign that. Put your voice to the petition. Right now we're at let's see where we're at now. We're at 121,176 signatures. So if you guys can, like I said, please. Okay, guys, I'm sorry about I had some little technical difficulties. I had my green screen to fall on me. So thank you for hanging in there. But we have 121,176 signatures. You guys can add to that. We get to the 150 mark, 125,000, 150 mark. That really definitely would help out. Like I said, with everything I'm doing, as you guys know, you can look and see that I had the updates. You have the updates here as well. You can go down here and read all the updates. And if you can, you agree with my updates and things like that, of course, put your voice to it. Your voice, if you have multiple email addresses, that helps out a lot because that just you can use multiple email addresses if you want to. That means you can sign it multiple times, and that definitely is your voice to me. And the way I like to say it is it's louder. Put your voice louder. So definitely, if you guys can, like I said again, go on to pleasehelpfinddaniel.com right here and hit that petition, sign the petition, and also say volunteer to search tab. Now I say volunteer to search tab, but if you go there as well, of course, I'm not having any searches right now. Of course, it's on pause. But if you guys come down here, I want to apologize. I'm going to put this on mute real quick here. But you go down here, down on the bottom here, you can volunteer the search tab here. But when you go and put the information in, it's all about the flyer distribution. So if you guys want to, it says search. I would change those wording, but I want to keep it there for a while because I am planning to have a search coming up again for the public. I do have searches that's private searches, but I have a public search that's want to be coming up, so I want to not change too much right now. But you can use this form as well as going to pleasehelpfinddaniel.com. pleasehelpfinddaniel@yahoo.com and request those flyers if you want to, have flyers sent out to you. And we'll have those flyers sent out to you. Or like I said, you can come to pleasehelpfinddaniel.com and you can hit the volunteer tab here, and it'll take you to this page. You stroll all the way down here and you just put your information in, put your phone number, your email address, and then you come down here and you say you want to have those flyers mailed out to you. You actually put your address in as well. So definitely want you to be able to get those flyers if you can. So if you put out this information here as well, that definitely will help. Again, you go back to the top page. I just want to put some things out real quick. Of course, you got the donate tab as well. This is GoFundMe. This GoFundMe has not changed from day one, you guys. That's been collective funds from day one. That goal of 350,000 was there for a while. As you guys know, I have been doing the updates here as well. Excuse me, the updates here. I'm having an update coming up pretty soon, probably today or sometime tomorrow. But definitely the updates has been here. This last one was August the 15th. If you guys want to go through that as well. And it talks about some things that I've been doing from day one. So you can go down and see more of the updates and things like that. Just keep going down. But that's I think I hit the wrong tab there. But you definitely got the updates down here. And also, here we go. There we go. See older updates. See the older updates and, just keep going down the screen here and you get all the updates. And you can follow the advances that have been happening from day one. So you guys can see ever since July 23rd last year, is when pretty much when the GoFundMe first started. It was a little before that, of course, but that's definitely when I put up update. The first update was July the 23rd, 2021. You guys can go through and read, and then you guys also can go through the new update that I will be putting up, like I said before. That would happen, but you can see the advance of everything that I've been doing from day one and how the funds have been used and going forward. Some things that I've been doing to make sure I'm in the efforts of finding Daniel. So I want y'all to keep that in mind. Also, you guys come back to the page again, back to the home page, or stay on this page here. You can go to volunteers in other ways. I just want to throw that out as well. Go on this page, and this is very important for the Daniel Robinson Foundation. Of course, like I told you guys before, we will be launching that pretty soon. And, and that this helps as well. You put your information in here, no matter what city, state, or country, you can put the information in, put your skill sets here in this area here, of course. And, my team and I, we can actually go through those things, and that help out a lot. Like I said, to help us determine some of the things that your skills, how it can be utilized in our efforts to help find Daniel, not just help find Daniel, but also to help other families in the future. So definitely take advantage of that as well. Help in other ways tab. Of course, the events tab, we had the Day of Memories. We had the Candlelight Visual in the past. But right now, everything this right here will lead you to the Eventbrite. Please help find Daniel. And if we have any new updates and things like that, it will actually show up here. If you come down, of course, it'll be upcoming events. Of course, we don't have any, but the past events are there. There's a day of remembrance. We had to reschedule it. We had to cancel it visual as well. So any events that we have that's coming up, we definitely have that. My next event that I'm planning is the Million Father March, and that's going to be hopefully in January. So I'm really pushing that, you guys. So look out for that as well. Again, you go back here, and if you guys want to help and you don't want to just receive those flyers, you want to help out by printing those flyers. That's like I'm saying, that's what some of the donated money go to as well, is to the flyer distribution. I put out thousands of flyers all over this place, all over the country. So you guys, if you want to help by printing out the flyers yourself, you just hit that tab to print the flyers out yourself. That's a PDF there. I like to, if I had a flyer up here with me, I say it all the time. And you guys, what I do is try to make them the size of a postcard. I don't have one up on me right now, but the size of a postcard. And if let me see if I can find one. But make them the size of the postcard. It's not really that important, but I would like that if you guys can. I don't know if you see. Let me put myself back on the screen real quick. But it's more like this here. This is the flyer, you guys. Those who already received. Sorry about the green screen acting up really bad. But that's the front, and this, of course, is the back here of the flyer. So, but I wanted to be the size of a postcard for reasons, and those reasons, like I told you before, is because anytime you passing out these flyers, it's definitely good for storefronts as well. They can put it on their bulletin, but at the same time, it's good for people, especially when I was passing out to the homeless populations. They may want to put it in their pocket. They might want to put in their pocketbook and things like that. And it's smaller. Just having the small size is very convenient for people to want to carry around. When I first started flyer distribution, I had the flyers on the size of a notebook paper or business paper, and typing paper, and had them laminated. And nobody's going to stick that in their pockets or be able to carry it around for too long without saying, hey, I need to chunk this or whatever. So. Also, it has the like I said, the PDF on the Q&R code on there as well. So that way, a person was to say, "Hey, look, I want to, share that with someone else." And they say, "Hey, look, this is a flyer." And they want to take their phone and to use the QR code, that they can actually do that as well. So just wanted to point those things out to you guys. But I'm going to this comment section, like I said, and want to tell you guys, first of all, up front, thank you so much for being a part of this Q&A, coming in and showing your love up front. I've seen some people here, like I said, doing the super chats as well. Thank you, Jessica, for coming in from Facebook. Thank you for being here on the Facebook side of things. I really appreciate that, and showing your love and coming in from that angle. Also, let me see who else I got here. Small Town PI. Thank you again for being here again. You see this morning as well, and thank you for your super chat this morning. God bless you. I really appreciate it. We have Country Girl as well for being here on this Q&A Primetime. Also have Lola. Thank you, Lola, for being here. Angela James, thank you so much for being here as well. Small Town PI again, thank you. And I will not give up. Small Town PI. I'm going to keep. Oh, yeah. And thank you for that super chat. I really appreciate it. God bless you all. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for that support. But I'm not giving up, and you're right. I really, really thank you for that, because that really give me the boost. I have my bad days, you guys. I tell you, my morale, sometimes things get low, and I sit here and I'm like, man, I'll just run out of options, whatever I need to do. And but you know what? When you guys boost me on, that hits me back up, and then I say, give me a little more miles to go. Throw some more miles in there. So really pushing that. So thank you so much, Small Town, for your super chat and your love and support. I really appreciate it. God bless you. Also, thank you, Laura Hobbs, for being here. Thank you for being here. Thank you. And I will try to wait in here. You will hear some positive thing, Laura. And like I said, I want to be able to put some of those things out, but restricted on some parts of that. But definitely some great things that happen. I do have some answers. When I say answers, I have some things that would suggest things, and I just need law enforcement to follow up on. But thank you, Terry. Also, thank you for your prayers, and I really appreciate you being here as well this evening in this Q&A. Thank you, Terry Dean. Thank you so much. Tracy. Thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate that. God bless you as well. Thank you. Let's see, Agatha. Really appreciate it. Misty, thanks so much. And yeah, it's been a while, Agatha, but you know what? I'm going to still keep pushing. So again, thank you, Maui Girl. Thanks so much. Maui Girl, thanks so much for being here as well on this Q&A off the YouTube side. Laura C., thanks so much again. God bless you. I do have a question, you guys, just like Laura did here. If you guys can put the word question there before your question, or put a capital letter Q or some question marks, that will help me as I'm coming down. But right now I am saying thank you guys for showing up, saying some couple names, but after a while I'm going to stop moving kind of quickly. Question, I have been out of town. We're able to inspect the wells. Were you able to inspect the wells? What was found? Yes, I was able to get into two of the wells. The wells that was allegedly told me that's where Daniel was last seen with this guy named Ken. I later put those stories together and realized that that is not the well that Daniel was last seen. I would believe more so is the well that's north of that. I had both of those wells checked. Of course, the company came in and looked down into the well, unlike the Buckeye Police Department, who got Maricopa County posse guys or whoever they are, and came in and had cameras that do not go under the water, and it's barely touched the surface. Really upset about it, and think that's the end of the story. But like I said, I was able to get down in those wells and have some disturbing things that's still there to this day, and need to be looked into. But yes, I had those wells inspected. I was trying to get the mines inspected, but I lost communication with BLM, the Bureau of Land Management. We had some conversations trying to get permission to go look in some of these mines, but that fell apart once I gave them the information about Daniel's vehicle being on federal land. So then they told me I need to get an attorney pretty much to speak with them. So the thing is, have an attorney or go through law enforcement, not really attorney, but going through law enforcement to talk to them. That's how they put it. But the thing is, yes, I want to get those things still looked into by the FBI or stuff like that, some agency like that, to look into these. And also, I do want to personally go look into these mines as well. That's not too far from this crash site, so get those things checked out. All right, thank you, Clumsy, as well. Thanks for being here this morning, this evening. Is right. My days run together, you guys. Thanks for being this evening. Thank you, Tatia, for moderating. Thank you so much and putting that information up. You guys can like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Share this channel. Share Daniel's story, like Tatia said. Thank you so much for putting that up there as well. Get this algorithm going. You guys got this channel up to over 1,000 subscribers. I really need that to get Daniel's story out a lot farther. You guys like and share and you comment. Do some kind of comment on the page as well. Like Shiro's Nation said this morning, that will help the algorithms as well, help the channel get out there a lot farther. So I really appreciate that. They open things like what people doing here, the super chats and things like that. A lot of incentives come with the growth of the channel as well. I have not been able to utilize those as much, but I'm really grateful for you guys joining in and actually, like I say, sharing this channel. Thank you, Agatha, again. But thank you for the super chats. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Anissa, thanks so much. Anissa, thanks so much for your super chat. God bless you for that. Thank you for support. Like I said, that really, really is big and huge. I really appreciate that. God bless you so much. That's amazing that you guys come in and give me that morale boost and saying, supporting everything I'm doing here. I'm trying, you guys, and I'm really working really hard to try to get the answers I'm looking for, my family's looking for. And you guys have been helping for day one. So thank you so much, Nissa, for that. God bless you so much. And also thank you, Small Town PI, again, for your super chat. That's really kind of you to do that. God bless you. You say your definition of it. You're the definite. Well, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much. I really appreciate that. And I only can try to be. I didn't have a father to model myself after, but you know what? After becoming a father, you learn quickly how to be a father. So I'm really grateful, to God, first of all, and I'm really grateful to be able to be called a father, you know what I'm saying? And but I'm definitely going to fight for my son. As I told you guys this morning, that's what fathers do. That's my vision of a father. And I think that's what, whatever your vision of a person is, that's what you should try to become and make sure you are that. So my vision is a father provides and take care of his children. I was taught that. and protect his family. So I was taught that, and you have to live by those things regardless. That's your birthright as a man, and you have to follow by that. So, all right, thank you so much, Small Town, again, for that super chat. God bless you so much. All right, and thank you again, Tatia, for putting it up, you guys. For the tip line for the person that knows something, as you see scroll on the bottom of the screen. Please utilize that tip line if you have any information that leads to my son coming home. Anything that would lead to answers to what happened to my son. It's about time. It's been over a year, and this tip line I'm paying for is just for you. It's not for anybody on this chats, nobody in this on this Q&A, but yourselves. That's something that's been paid for you to be able to utilize to come clean, to clear your heart, clear your conscience, and all of that. So just be able to just tell the truth of what happened, and clear yourself, show your humanity, that type deal. Bring some closures and some help to a family who's in need. Myself to get answers to what happened to my son. So thanks so much for putting that up there, Tati. I really appreciate it. All right, and if I have Terry Dean, thanks so much for being here as well. Again, you guys like, share, and subscribe. I'm coming down kind of quickly. You guys have any questions, please, by all means. Like I said, put the word question there first, some question marks or capital letter Q before your question. That'll help me find it. Melissa, thank you so much for being here on this Q&A as well. And okay, one way, and that's right, they need to explore everything. So I agree with you on that as well for your comment. I appreciate that. Thanks so much. Clumsy has a question here, you guys. The question is, how far away was Daniel's job from his place of residence? It's about 50 miles. And do you recall? I do recall you saying he worked in Buckeye, but did not reside there. Correct. That is correct. He lived in Tempe, and he's a resident of Tempe, Arizona. He's not a resident of Buckeye, Arizona. He never lived there. He just went there to work on June 23rd. That caused him to go missing, according to the reports. So we're still trying to even figure out if he even made it to these locations and things like that. So a lot of answers will be coming out, you guys, for the public. And so definitely, yeah, he did not live in Buckeye, and it's about, like I say, about 40, 50 miles. I think Tempe is on the east side of Phoenix, so it may be like 50 miles, give or take, from Buckeye. It depends on where in Buckeye he's going. So, all right. Thanks so much for that. Laura Hobbs, thank you so much. Thank you, Dee, for being here. God bless you. And let's see who else I got here. Thank you, Anna, for that super chat. I really appreciate it. God bless you so much for your love and support. I really appreciate it. The physical love. I really appreciate it. God bless you. And thank you so much. I don't know how much to say it, but thank you so much. God bless you. And thank you for supporting this channel. Right now I say some of the same things I was telling everybody before, and many times. This channel is just for Daniel. Of course, this channel is also to help bring awareness to other families of missing people. I invited a lot of people on. I talked about other families here on this YouTube channel as well. And just want to be able to share Daniel's share this platform, and to be able to help other families as well. But this definitely for my son. And want to get his name, keep his name out there, even when his name is not in the news anymore, or nobody's picking it up. It's my duty and my job to constantly try to keep the awareness out there, because as soon as we stop, that one person that may need to hear, that may know some or recognize a face or anything, can give us those answers. So it's very important that Daniel's story stay out there. As people here in Arizona, when I pass out flyers, I can go out there today and pass out flyers, and there'll be someone that say they haven't even heard of the story of Daniel, and they right here in Arizona. So it's always crucial to me to constantly, there's millions of people in this country, and I want to be able to reach as many people as I can. The answers may lie there. Like I said, the person who have seen something that day could be in the U-Haul truck. I use that analogy all the time, and move to Alabama or Maine or something, or Wisconsin, or Chicago, Florida. So, I want to be able to reach that person, and saying, and so when you guys help out with this, Sharon, Anna, you guys come in and hit like, share, and subscribe to help me get out far and try to reach those people or those persons. So thanks so much, Anna. Again, God bless you for the super chat. And let's see who else I got here. Aaron Chase, thank you so much for being here as well. And yeah, and that's right. I believe that too. It's enough is done. It's enough to say you're the sheriff, and you see that things haven't been done properly, and you have the authority to just take the case and do that instead of, I guess, not wanting to shame the police or something by doing so. No, my son's life is at stake. Damn the police being shamed. You know what I'm saying? No, if you can do a better job and you have the will, the ability to do so, and this department had dropped the ball, it's only their duty as a law enforcement officer to do a job. There's no having no meetings and see what this other one and say what they want to do when they already don't damage some stuff. No, it's no more of that. They had a chance. I have things they was asking for, and because they gave it to me, and it's a disrespect to me as a family member to damage my son's case in a way, and all thing they're doing is getting the ability to try to clean themselves up to make themselves look good. No, it's not about them. It's about my son. It's about my son getting justice, about getting his answers. So I agree with that. Any agency who has the authority to go into my son's case need to do so. And I have been petitioning for that. I've been having these meetings for that, and that's what I'm asking for. Okay, thank you also, Sophia, So Fresh Smells. Sophia, thanks so much for being here this evening. And thanks for your support and your love. I know you'll kill me with that one, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it. God bless you for your love and support and your help. And also, saying everything you do on the back end. Also, Ashley, thank you so much again for being here. Your love, support, and being here every day, every time you can. I see your name up here a lot. I really appreciate that. God bless you for your support. I really appreciate it. Again, thank you guys. If you guys can, hit that donate button on the pleasehelpfinddaniel.com. Thank you, Sophia, for putting that up there as well. If you guys want to contribute to everything I'm doing, I really appreciate it. God bless you all in advance. Excuse me. Also, thank you, Lola, again for the super chat. You guys have been making me smile all night. I really appreciate it so far, and I really appreciate it. You guys, like I'm saying, that love, I really appreciate that. And thank you so much again, Lola, and thank you for your support. I've seen you here many times, your name as well. So thank you so much for your love, support, and you say love and prayers. I believe in prayer, and love is an action word, and you showed that tonight. And I really appreciate it. God bless you. Also, I have here super chat from Ryan Leaf. Thank you as well for your love and your support for everything I'm doing here. I really appreciate it, you guys. God bless you. I'm looking in the YouTube side, and I see the chats moving along. And I really appreciate you guys, the conversations you're having there. Thank you, Ryan Leaf. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You're coming in from the YouTube side of things. So thank you. Thank you. God bless you again. All of you who have been supporting and are supporting this Q&A, and as well as everything I'm doing to help support my son, to help find him, my family, supporting my family as well, Daniel's mother, his siblings. Thank you also, Sophia, again, for the petition. It's 121,176. So I said, you guys have been putting your voice to that. Please do not forget to go to change.org or change.org and look up on Buckeye, Arizona Police Department Justice for Daniel, or you can go to pleasehelpfinddaniel.com and hit that petition. Like as I showed you guys up on the screen, hit that petition button and you can put your voice to that petition. They will ask you for your email. Of course, you have multiple emails. You can do it multiple times. Also, I'd like to point out, if you guys, they also have a donation button there that is not for my donation. That is for change.org. And what I'm telling you guys, if you guys want to donate to change.org, please feel free to do so. They are doing a great service to help people to get these petitions together. So I would never ever tell you don't donate to the change.org if you would like to. But if, like I said, those are two different. I just don't want you to get confused of which way those monies would be going. But definitely, if you go to change.org, you can use your email multiple times. That's just your voice being louder. So if you guys want to amplify your voice, you can use multiple email addresses. That would definitely help as well. Thank you, Lila, for coming in. I really appreciate that. And thank you so much. Um, yeah, and, I am feel so bad. Well, I wouldn't want never necessarily want to try to call it all crumbs in a way. I'm very grateful when a department said, "Hey, they wanted to help out." It's just that once you receive those things and say you want to help out, and then it changed from something that was promised and is not really keeping your word and your commitment to something that you said, and that's where the problem come in, because it become from not helping, as it said, doing me a favor, as it was said to me, but it becomes of doing the blue favor, and not looking out for the family, and not looking out for my loved one, the justice of my son, as well as to really find out what happened to my son. It's about how, I guess, the way I'm taking it, because when you don't include me, you actually give me your word to do so, I look at it as something being done underhandedly, because it's not all about you no more. It's about the blue, and they want to keep their stuff how they want to craft. But like I told you guys before, they'll learn. They'll learn really fast. I hate to say it this way, and it may sound condescending or whatever case may be. They'll learn very, very, very fast. I don't like to be handled. If I even get a breath of I feel like I'm being handled, then they're gonna catch the wrath of David Robinson. That's just where I am. I don't like special men trying to handle me, and when they try to handle me, it becomes a problem. So no, you can talk to me as a man, one on one, be straight up, and really include me into some things we can talk, or you cannot try to handle me. You try to handle me, it turns to something else. So anybody that know me know that would be a fact. So again, you can play those games. I'm too intuitive. I'm too smart. I use a lot of common sense, and I will peep that out quick. So yes, I peep a lot of stuff out, and that's what causes me to get angry. And I kind of could see things ahead. I don't have to be a part of the meeting. I just watch movements. I watch what was said. Those type things tell me everything I need to know. All right, so here we go. Alyssa, thanks so much for your question. My son-in-law is a police officer, and I know would come help search with the skills set he has, and the training he has. Would you consider letting off-duty police officer help you? Yes, all means. I have a retired police officer that's on my team. And like I told you guys before, I'm not anti-police. I have a retired stepbrother, detective. I would like him to be out here in the desert. I tried that as well, and not throwing off on him. But the thing is, I do have one, and use his skills. He should be out here helping me with Daniel. So, of course, definitely all for law enforcement. That is again, I'll say it over and over again. I wanted Buckeye out in the searches with me. I wanted them to utilize their equipment, their skills, and also their resources to help me, but they refused to. They have not done so. I will be inviting the Tempe Police Department, who my son is a resident of, to come out to my searches to utilize their resources and help and things like that, and help me search these areas that need to be searched. I like to see Maricopa County do it with their resources and their abilities and their skill sets and everything they have, and technology, to go out and help me locate my son out in this desert if he's out there. So I don't have nothing against them doing their job at all. I have a problem with them not doing their job and play these games or play the blue and all this kind of stuff. I don't need all of that. I don't have time for it. I didn't come to Arizona for it, and I would not tolerate it. So definitely, your son-in-law, I would love to meet. I love officers. A lot of them military guys, and as well. So most likely, if he is military as well, always a brother in his arm. So definitely, yes, always welcome. Police law enforcement is always welcome. You guys saw that during my time at helping the searches. On the front page, I always say law enforcement welcome, and I specifically put Buckeye Police Department out there. So they was welcome to all my searches. They declined to do so. All right. And also, let me see who I got here. Tatia, thanks so much for sharing that as well. Please continue to search. Please continue to share Daniel's story. And that's very important. Thank you, Tatia. I really appreciate all that you do in the background. God bless you. And definitely, you guys, if you can share his story, that'll help. Sophia, thanks for putting that up as well. You guys want to use the PDF to help get Daniel's story spread out, to share his story. That will help as well. That'll help us as well on the financial side of getting those flyers out. So if you want to help in that way. And also, you guys, I want to mention that as well. The volunteer program for the ambassador program. I do it every Thursday at 5:00 p.m. on Thursday, Arizona time. That's 8:00 p.m. East Coast time on pleasehelpfinddaniel.com. Look at the front page, and there's a Zoom link there. That's every Thursday. But this Thursday, I will not be doing it tomorrow. I had some scheduling conflict that came up. I will not be able to do so. And matter of fact, you guys, I want to put out also there will not be a Q&A next week, next Wednesday. There will not be a Q&A because of the same scheduling conflicts. And so I will be coming in sometime after that and let you know the week after that. I'm sure that definitely will be a Q&A. But I will let you know if I was to try to do something special within that after that point, after Wednesday next week. But as it stands, tomorrow I will not be doing the ambassador program Zoom. So you guys will see that on the pleasehelpfinddaniel.com. I meant to point that out as well. And as a matter of fact, let me point this out real quick because I had a lot of people say they tried to get on, and that's one thing that bothered me because I've said, have other people to try to test that out and see if they was able to get on there or not. And other people say they could, and others say they couldn't. But I want to make sure if that's the case. So, like I said, on the home front here page, you guys, if you look at this here, you can see. Let me get this off the screen real quick here. Let's see. All right, there we go. You guys can see here. You come down on the front page. It's real simple. I put that in there right here. Zoom link will resume on November the 3rd. And the reason why, like I said, because I had a conflict that came up, and I definitely will not be able to do it tomorrow. But you'll see right here in future on the 3rd and going forward every Thursday at 5:00 p.m. That's Mountain Standard Time, as well as 8:00 p.m. on the East Coast. You guys, all you have to do is click this link. Click that link. It will take you to, of course, Zoom. Of course. So that's all you do, guys. And like I said, I would be on the other side waiting. So it's simple as that. You don't have to do anything special. If you don't have a Zoom, I think you may have to have Zoom. I'm not sure. But definitely you just click that Zoom link, and definitely I'll be there waiting on you. I'm there for 30 minutes. I go from 5:00 to 5:30, and then I'm off of there. So, but if we had a couple times discussion lasts a little longer, and I stayed a little longer. But I usually have some board meetings and stuff like that after that. So I try to get off in 30 minutes. But definitely want to be able to tell you about the ambassador program. I want to be able to run you through that. So that's the way. It's as simple as that. The front page, like I said, and just hit flyer distribution and ambassador, and I will explain to you what that is all about. So again, if you want to, like Sophia have here, print them out yourself. You still can go to pleasehelpfinddaniel.com and hit that PDF tab, and that'll help. Okay, so let's see what I got here. I'm coming down. You guys have any more questions? I really appreciate it. I would like to answer those questions. Thank you, Dee, for being here. Thank you, Terry Dean, for being here. I definitely would love to, be able to answer those questions. Like Sophia said, you guys want those flyers, send us your email address, send us an email at pleasehelpfinddaniel@yahoo.com, and saying that, and your address, and we can send you those flyers. Send those flyers out. We got over 30 some people already. Just over the weekend, that was wanting to have those flyers sent. So thank you, Karen Washington, as well, for being here. Greenlight 8, thanks so much for being here. God bless you on that. Hope you're doing great, and remember that you're trying your best. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate to seek your son. That's all that truly matters. But hopefully Daniel will be located soon, and he will. I'm having faith on that. But faith without works is dead, you guys. And I'm putting some work into my faith. So you got to be actively doing something. I said this before. If you're asking God for a job, you cannot sit at home watching television thinking you're going to get a job. You got to do like I did. You got back in the past when I was in my younger days, in my 20s, when I had lost a job. My job was to look for a job. I had believed that God's going to give me a new job. I was taught that a man leaves his house at 6 o'clock in the morning, and you don't come home until 6 o'clock in the morning. Your job is to go look for a job, and you go out there in the street as long as you can, and you go to every place you possibly can from those 12 hours, and you don't come back home, until you fulfill that. So that's the whole thing, is you cannot get something if you're not looking. You cannot expect that God is going to bring your child home just by prayer. You're not going to suspect it by just hoping and praying and wishing he'd come back home. That is not going to work. You got to actively go do something. Put your foot forward, and then God can bless, and you definitely can get some answers. At least you get something, right? So that's what I believe, and that's what I'm doing. PM channel, thanks so much. You have done an extraordinary job. Thanks so much. You have done an extraordinary job of searching for your son. I really appreciate that. Doing the job law enforcement are not doing. Are there people who are causing you to doubt the progress of your? Well, I think it's myself. You know, I don't give myself a lot of credit because my goal is, I just thought, to be honest with you guys, when I came out here, when I realized that the Buckeye Police Department was going out there to look for my son, I was really pissed and everything else. And I jumped in my car and without thinking, pretty much, because most people just flew out anyway. And got in here, got to Arizona, and my idea was that I was going to find my son. It wouldn't have been a year later. It would have been a year later, and I get stuck on some things where some of the answers that I'm looking for is there, but it can't go no farther because I don't have this done yet, the forensic done yet. I don't get an answer back from this, or so on and so on. There's always some type of block. So what makes the problem with me is that you know, everything, it matters. Don't get me wrong. Going out to searches really matters, but the only thing that really matters to me is if Daniel, I bring him home, he come home, whatever, however it happened, God see that it happened. That's when I feel like progress has been done, when Daniel's back home. So for right now, yeah, sometimes it feels that way. I do hear a lot of criticism from people out in the street. You have a lot of people, like I said this morning. There's people out there now that would get their little groups together, and they call it the investigative group or whatever they want to get themselves credit to. And there's nothing wrong with that. I really appreciate everybody who's really trying to help find answers. The problem comes when they take certain things, like I told you guys this morning, how this one guy, he had paperwork and all this. I don't know how you do this, but he had a whole YouTube channel built on that I work for the government, Daniel's not real. And, you know, I had my daughter crying. She was really uptight about it when she showed it to me. This guy was, I just call him sick. He was a sick dude. But the crazy part about it, he had a lot of followers. And some people thrive off conspiracy theories and things like that in life. And so, you know, but it was offensive to me and my family because, you know, here it is. It was kind of new when I first got here. And it's very new and, you know, things. So like I'm saying, people out there for different reasons. You got some people come on here on the chats. They put up porn. You have people who question my credibility as a father, or some even suggest. I had one saying there was a retired FBI agent. If I didn't use her as my, I guess, PI or something she wanted to do for me, I don't really love my son. Stuff like condescending things like that. So I had to deal with a lot of things, of course, that would kind of put your morale down, like I said. So when you guys feed on your energy, your positive energy, when you put in nice comments, that really helps. It really helps because sometimes you just don't feel that way when you're trying to look for your loved one. You don't feel great all the time. And so whenever people say certain things to you, yeah, it make you feel great somewhat. It builds you back up some, so you can continue to keep going, doing what you're doing. So at least trying. I got to keep it's almost like a horse, keep those, I forgot what you call the thing, the shutters over their eyes so they can't look to the side and just keep going forward. And sometimes that's what you have to do. There's a lot of things on the side that comes my way, and I have to keep those, I forgot what you call them, slip my mind, but what the horses wear, they keep their eyes forward so they're not looking back, you know, or looking to the side. So definitely have to keep doing that. And that's for life lesson to everybody. You have to do that. Sometimes you have to do that even with family. You just have to go ahead and keep going and pushing forward no matter what. Do what you believe in. Daniel believed in that. I told him that as well. And he believed in that, doing what you know is right, and go forward and fight for what you believe in. So, Clumsy, thanks so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Again, thank you for sharing Daniel's story with us. And thank you for listening. I really thank you guys again. You hear the same stories over and over again. You guys have been supporting. That's what the channel is for, to reach those people who haven't even heard about Daniel's story. They come on here, ask questions. And you guys have been supporting. And I really appreciate your super chat, your gesture of love. I really appreciate that, Clumsy. Thank you so much again for constantly supporting this channel and constantly supporting my efforts for Daniel. All right, and thank you, Lola, for being here as well. Thank you for the hashtags. Please help find Daniel, guys. You can use those hashtags that help as well get those algorithms going. So thank you, Lola. Also, I have a question from Dog Defender. Mr. Robinson, I had a very long discussion with 2 detectives in my area, good friends. Please check your voicemail or text. I'm here, and I will never stop. Thank you so much, Dog Defender. And, you said it a couple times, I'm trying to look for certain things that you're sending, but you also, please, if you can, go to Please Help Find Daniel at yahoo.com. Please Help Find Daniel, I'm sorry. Yes, at yahoo.com. And, also do it that way as well. That might help as well, Dolph Defender, for me to get get something from you. But yeah, I definitely would try to see if I can find your text and your voicemail. And thank you so much. And thank you for the 2 detectives for their help as well. Tell them I said thank you as well. Also, thank you. Let's see who I got here. Valerie. Thank you, Valerie. Thanks so much for being here from Nova Scotia. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. How the other Canadians have been supporting as well. I have one. I'm trying to remember her name. She was able to get Daniel's story out in the news there in Canada. I really appreciate all the Canadians who show their love coming across the border. I really appreciate it. God bless you. I can feel that love all the way from there. And thank you so much, all right, for being on this Q&A as well. Thank you, Valerie. All right, I have a super chat again. Thanks so much, Laura. I really appreciate it. Thank you again for your prayers. Like I said, I'm a believer in prayer. I really believe that I will, and I know I will come through those answers. I'm tired, but I got to keep going, and I really feel that it's going to be worthwhile at the end. And so thank you so much, Laura. Thank you for that morale booster. Thank you for your support, and thank you for your love. God bless you. Thank you so much, everybody who's been showing your love. I really appreciate you guys. Shy Sorrel. I don't want to say your name incorrectly, but thank you so much for being here. You just heard about the story. Thanks so much. And like I told you guys, a lot of people that say first time calling this Q&A. So that's what it's about. Some things will be repetitive, but it's for people like Shy here who may not have heard of Daniel's story. They can ask some of the questions. I can put out some information, and they can kind of follow along, and they can help me in my venture. So thanks so much for coming. Thank you, Rain, for your question. Good evening, Mr. Robinson. Can you say or not? Do you think that girl has anything to do with Daniel's disappearance? If you can not answer it, it's okay. Well, one of the things I want to say about that is I don't like the fact that the Buckeye Police Department was able to let, and you got to ask a lot of questions about that whole circumstance. They was able to let a young lady upload her own text messages to there, and then they put it straight to their early. This is before Daniel's phone was even found. Put it up into their police report. Why would you do that? The other part is Daniel described to me personally 2 days or so before he went missing on the phone, told me that there was 2 women there when he spent the night at that house. And who is this other person? That's another thing. This lady has still become anonymous, hidden from the public, whoever she is. And sometimes I wonder if this person is related to one of these officers at Buckeye. You never know. So what I'm saying is, and the fact that my son's phone been wiped of everything that pertaining to this young lady, also the social media and certain little things that would suggest reasons and motives or whatever the case may be, or whatever. Those are suspicious to me. So I never ever would look and say I'm going to say this lady done anything or have anything to do with Daniel's disappearance at all. I would not be able to say that, but I would also not be able to say that shouldn't be looked into. So I don't take anything off the table. I don't take anybody who have any association at the time my son went missing, have any kind of thing that's kind of close to where his disappearance is. I would not take any of those people off the table, none of them. So if you're asking me, do I feel like she did anything? I don't know. I don't have those answers. But I think she should be looked into, just like I would say, especially the guy who last seen my son. They need to be looked into very well. And I have those reasons to say that as well. So, yeah, definitely need to look into people regardless. And if you're looking into them enough to put a text message up, you should look into everything. See if their story fits also. But no, I don't have any idea of the lady. I don't want to put out that she's having a thing with it doing this disappearance. I don't know, and I can't say that. So, but she need to be looked into just like anybody else. All right, so I have Martini Marie. Hey, Daughter Finn. Okay, thanks so much for being here as well. Thanks so much for joining in from the YouTube side. I do have a question here from Clumsy. Thank you, Clumsy, for your question. Since Daniel's disappearance, has his coworkers or even his or that female ever been active in any of the searches or even inquired about the case? No, I can tell you a couple people that haven't been to the searches. Ken haven't been in the searches. Some of his, I guess, the friend that came down once, he been to one of the searches, I believe, or it could be the other guy. I'm trying to remember exactly which one. But also when it comes to his coworkers, Dan's coworkers, when I first started my search, they came out. Matter of fact, Dan's boss came out to my very first search, and he's the one that I said misled me to the first well site, the well site that Daniel wasn't at. But like I said, because I followed him. He didn't know where he was going. Him and Roger did not know where they were going. But yet they told me, hey, when they took me to some place that was a corral of cattle, and say, oh, the well site supposed to be around here somewhere, and was looking around and it wasn't there. And then later I was told it was that well site that was close to that corral. But like I said, they came out to I had them assist on guiding people into the desert once they make it to the gate, and also they've been doing a lot of searches. We call it hasty search that time. So they came in the first part. About 5 or 6 of them came out. Like I said, I don't know if the job from the company standpoint, say, hey, I want y'all to go to. In other words, they haven't done the search of their own. They have not started in the searches of their own. Didn't go look for Daniel out in the desert. Didn't spend no money to go out there in the desert to search. But they have, like I said, some of the workers showed up several times at the beginning, and then they started doing it off. Daniel's boss, he'll come every once in a while, and then until near the end, I haven't seen them anymore. So at the beginning, yeah, they're more so strong at the beginning, coming out to those searches. So, but definitely nobody's inquiring anything about Daniel. They were at one point asking questions. Hey, what you find out? Or you got anything? Blah blah blah. This type stuff, or asking for certain things. So, all right. Let's see if anybody have any more questions. I'm looking for those. And I'm strolling down pretty fast here. I really appreciate everybody who came out to the Q&A so far, who have those questions. Thank you, Laura, again. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. People don't just vanish. You're right. And thank you, Laura, for the super chat. God bless you again. I really appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. And you're right. People don't just vanish. And that's not just for Daniel. That's for everybody who's out there missing. We have too much technology to date that no American should be out there missing without a trace. they really, the government come out, they're funding. Now, that's one thing. I won't say no conspiracy, but it's the facts. They come out money out their behinds when they're going to go find somebody they feel like is an enemy of the country, and they'll go out to another country and find that person hiding under 2 feet of steel or something. I don't know. We found one of them in a cave, and they found one of them in a hidden house on somebody else's country. But somehow here they'll say, "Oh, we can't find an American that went missing," And the crazy part is, where they was at when they went missing, or things like. So it's no excuses for in 2022 with all the technology we have, from the way our phones work with computers, and we had the Uconnect in my son's vehicle, the cell phone, and you have the cameras in every corner, and you try to tell me none of those. That's got to be purposeful. Say I cannot see anything around that when those things are available and you're not utilizing those things, to find missing people. And you'll say, oh, I can't get this information, or I can't because the judge wouldn't do, all these excuses not to do it. And say, oh, how ironic that, oh, the Uconnect came out with all 0 grids. I never heard of that in my life. I mean, but they could put that in a report and we're supposed to just believe that. So that's the kind of thing. I do not like that. In my opinion, these things are very suspicious as well. So I don't like it for the technology that we have, not being able to find missing people. It's just sad. It's very sad, and nobody family should be able to go through that. Things should be done quickly and fast. I saw a little kid the other day missing. I want to get the information. Missing from her home. They had to go search um, some type of landfill. But I just briefly saw it. I want to get the details of it. But what I saw was they had to search a landfill to look for this baby. And so I mean, it's horrible, man. It's horrible, to see things like that. But anyway, Fisa, thanks so much for being here. Thanks for your Q&A. Thanks for your question from the Facebook side of things. Can you speak on Ken and the red paint? I don't really know how well the red paint. If you're saying red transfer paint, I don't know how that will relate to the red transfer paint yet. I can't not say. But yes, if I want to speak on the red paint, when Ken was speaking of spraying the rocks with red paint, I think those you're referring to, that came on when I did get information from the Buckeye Police Department, the story from the horse's mouth, if you want to put it. His name is Officer Cruz. Told me first, before y'all even saw the report, on the story that came from Ken at the well site. It was just like you guys read at the port. It was 9 o'clock that he got there, and 9:15 he was gone. And all, blah, 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 so on, so on. He was, I just heard something new, though. Like I said, the guy changed his socks more than the person changed the baby diaper. But about spinning them around, he's saying all that kind of crazy stuff now. But then there was no spinning. I was looking at his eyes to see if it was dilated, and he was acting weird and strange, staring off. That's what he said, acting odd and strange and something other and staring off. That's all things pretty much you heard. But now it's a little bit more, you add a little bit more, add a little bit more. But when I talked to him as well, he took the story verbatim. Like I told you, it was a strange encounter. I had 2 witnesses with me that met him right on Sun Valley Parkway, same place my son most likely met right on at that gate. And before he came up, he sent somebody else up there. I thought it was him at first. It wasn't him. Some guy came up, asked me all this question, what I want with him, and all this kind of stuff, and blah blah blah, so on and so on. I mean, it was crazy. And pulling off to have a little sidebar conversation and pull back to say he's gonna come. And when the guy finally came, he was nervous, but he finally calmed down and told me exactly. I mean, when I said exactly, almost like it was pre-written or something. Exactly what I heard the officer told me, that he said his account of what happened at that well. And then after a little conversation about the search that Buckeye said, you guys, as I told you this morning, to date, the Phoenix Police Department have not found any evidence of, so far. I've been asking them, I called back and they said they haven't found anything yet. Don't see any such helicopter flying on June 23rd, 24th, or 25th, 26th from coming from Buckeye looking for my son. So we'll pull out when I get all those full information. Y'all will hear about that as well. But the point is, I did, and I had a suspicion. That's the reason why I went to go search this out, because of what Ken said at the well. He said, "Oh," I said, "Yeah." "Oh, so you been here?" I said, I asked him a question, pretty much how was he there at the well site? How long is it? We say he's there since Daniel went missing. He's there every day at the well site, all day. And I said, "Okay, good. You was here when they had sent the helicopters and Buckeye Police Department came to the well to search." He said, "Well, I ain't personally seen him. Now he's there all day now." But he said, "I ain't personally seen him. He ain't personally hear no helicopter, but I heard they're supposed to be doing something like that." And I'm like, When he said that, I'm like, that ain't what they told me and my family when I was just coming into Phoenix. They said they had the Phoenix Firebird helicopter out there searching for him. So at the well site, and they was at the well site searching. But long story short, after going for that part, we went back a little bit again. He started saying a little thing. "Oh, if I only knew your son mannerism," or some blah, blah, blah. "Man, don't blame yourself, man." That's kind of talking to the guy. And then he started being really loosely and started telling me, went back over the story again. And he just started adding a whole bunch of stuff about staying left for the tracks. And then he knew this thing's going to be big. The police are going to come looking and it's going to become big and go national and, this kind of stuff. And he went to staying left for the tracks so he didn't disturb them. And two, he went to this gate, just gave me a whole detail. Got his vehicle, walked for a while and got up on a big hill and he started painting rocks with red paint so the police can know where to come and all this kind of stuff. He just throwing it all out there. So that's what that came from. But to date, I have been out to that desert a lot. And only rocks I've seen with any kind of paint on them was when you come off of Sun Valley Parkway and you going down that dirt road to that T-junction where you always speak about. You see some little rocks on the ground with green or some little stacked on top of each other, I guess, so you can kind of know where to turn in at. But I have never seen any red rocks. So that's the things I don't know. I haven't had no volunteers say, "Hey, Mr. Robinson, this rocks with red paint on or something." I don't know. So I haven't got anything. So, but that was just a story that he gave to me. I did report that to the Buckeye Police Department. It's funny how they'll put this text messages in there, but don't want to put in what we report to them with witnesses in their police report. Mr. Robinson, are you comfortable with talking to my husband, a law enforcement, he has a lot of thoughts and information that you may find useful? Yes, anytime. We spent hours discussing the case and Daniel yesterday. Yes, of course, dog defender. That's definitely, I need all the help I can. And sometimes when I hear skills and like I said, hearing from someone who has some information as in from knowledge and things like that, that definitely helped me. I'm not an expert. I'm just a father come out here look for my son. I'm not an expert, so I need experts to be able to give me some type of direction. If they know something that can help me go farther, that's what I definitely need, because I get points where I just stuck. I'm stuck. And then, I find people like yourself, your husband, whoever could say some things and help me go forward again. So I really appreciate it. Yes, by all means, yes. Please, yes, I would like to. I'll be willing to talk to him as well. All right, and see who else I got here. Let's see. I think I have running out of questions here, and I see something keep coming up saying some quitting Simon. I don't know what that's all about. But you guys have any more questions? I don't see any here. Let's see. Aaron. Okay, I don't see any more questions, guys. If you guys had any more questions, I really appreciate it. But thank you so much, everybody, for coming to this Q&A. Thank you again. Like I said, I will be, back again, not next Wednesday, but a Wednesday after that. If I ever can do a one on a Thursday or something next week, along with the ambassador thing, I would tell you guys. I say, hey, next week, I'll be like, hey, this week Q&A is going to be on Thursday or Friday or something like that. I would put that out in social media, but for right now, it's going to be canceled next week. And again, tomorrow, ambassador program, that also will be canceled until next Thursday, because like I said, scheduling conflict. I won't be able to do it. I really wanted to, you guys. But thank you so much. I would say thank you all who have show your love with the super chats. That really means a lot to me. It really means a lot to me because I'm trying to do everything I can. And it's been over a year, you guys, but just because I haven't yet found Daniel, don't mean that I'm not trying. Don't mean that there's not a step forward. I have a lot of advances forward. This is not everything I've been doing from day one is not in vain, because like I said, there's also some steps forward, some good big steps forward, and I'm really grateful for that. So I'm definitely happy for the steps forward, but I'm going to continue to fight, and I'm not just giving up. So anytime you guys have supported like that, that really means a lot to me. So I want to tell you thank you again for those super chat. Thank you for your comments, your love, just passing out these flyers, spreading the word, donating, signing a petition, all the stuff. I'm really trying to keep doing everything I can to do my part to help find my son. Again, to give you a little short thing here, law enforcement sometimes take years to crack a case. I'm just a civilian, if you want to put it. And I'm a father who is passionate and need to find my son. And it's have taken some time to get answers, but I got some answers. I didn't get zero answers. I got some answers, and I'm really grateful for what I do have, even the ones I can't share with the public that law enforcement have. These other agencies, they have some of those things I threw out to them that I have, and they just don't want to move on it. But I do have those things, and those things came from efforts and hard work and things I had to do in the background. I really contribute to the desert team that was out there in the desert with me. Did a whole lot of stuff. The people out there volunteering did a whole lot of stuff. Much love to them as well. That was my first teams. And then to my second team that I have with me now, that help me in the background, organize these things together, help with the Daniel Robinson Foundation. They're board members now. And, and you guys for supporting, coming on the Q&A, people like yourself, Aaron Chase, I see it as well. Just everybody. I want to just put names, but everybody who's in the moderating chats, who's been just supporting this Please Help Find Daniel YouTube channel, supporting everything I'm doing. Again, I really appreciate it. God bless you guys, and I'll see y'all on the next. I'm gonna get this one question I had. I just have to see it pop up when I was about to close it off. From Chelsea. Thank you so much, Chelsea Reed. When is the next search? Well, I have one this month coming up next month, but it's a private search. It's not for the public. The next public search probably would be right after that. I haven't decided on a date, but I promise you guys I'll give you a heads up on it. It won't be like, oh, next week the search is that way. I'll give you a heads up, and you also will see it on you'll see it on pleasehelpfinddaniel.com. I definitely will be posting it there to give you a heads up. So really preparing to try to get those things. Because there's some areas you guys on the set. Somebody asked me about that earlier this morning. There's some areas on the set the map I can show you guys that need to be covered. And I definitely need to go over those areas. I know it's been raining. I hope things didn't get shifted around, but because that's how the desert does. But I definitely need to go look into those areas. And I'm just trying to find logistic-wise to make sure I get the line searches over to those areas that need to be done. And so I will come up with a plan and make it happen. God made this forensics happen, this forensic search that I'm doing this month. And I'm really excited about it. You say some good news, you guys. I have forensic scientists involved with this search. And I will be including law enforcement. I will be sending out those invitations to these agencies and see what they do. I also will be sending an invitation out to the local medias that have been helping me as well. And I talked to one already, and we want to see what law enforcement will do. They're going to have a heads up, so there's no excuse about conflict of time. It would be very much a heads up notice and the reasonings of why this area need to be searched and why I need them to bring those resources and things they need to do as law enforcement. And I want to see them bring in the experts and those animals and everything else that, like I said, they need to properly do a search. Stuff things they should have been doing on day one. The same things you saw in that case when the FBI come in and I do pain. And every time we have to bring up these families, it really bothers me because I know how that family feel. But the same urgency you see law enforcement doing some of these cases where these stories stay out there for weeks, and then the police say, "Oh man, the police out there, they got agency from all over this country working together in this case." And I heard all this stuff. I'm like, this is amazing. It's amazing what law enforcement can do for some people. It's amazing what they can't do for others. What they can't do. So it's a pick and choose type thing. So what they can and what they can't do. And so I'm not going to let it be a choice. And so sometimes you have to do what you have to do to make people move the way they need to move. They make them do their job and certain things, make them make certain moves. They got to stay on top of it. That's what a family need to do. That's what you guys are doing for me when you support and fighting with me. So I'm not by myself. I have I forgot how many people we had on that and that's not everybody. But that's the people who signed that petition. So that's backing me on some of these things that I'm saying. And I really believe you guys have my back on that. So thank you so much, you guys. Again, I love each and every last one of you that came out to this Q&A. God bless you, and I'll see you week after next.